I bought your ring in like September.
How did I not know that?
Hey y'all, welcome to Emma Hennessy's YouTube channel. I'm Alex. This is Emma. This is her channel.
This is my channel. He's trying to take over.
I'm trying to hijack it, but she had this great idea that we should do a video telling our love story and kind of describing what went down, how I pursued her, the engagement story.
All of the good stuff.
All the good stuff.
I feel like Alex has been in a lot of videos and we've never actually like shared our story with y'all, and obviously this is a big part of my life, and I don't know, it's been a really exciting season, but we want to share that with y'all. And on Instagram I've gotten a lot of questions of how did y'all meet and yada yada, so yeah, I don't even know where to start. There's so much history, I feel like.
Alex, take it away. Oh, I'd be happy to. Let's see. It goes back to, actually it goes back way further back. My mom and her mom somehow worked together like 25 years ago in Houston at a company together for a little bit, and that's how they officially met way back when.
That was like, we weren't even born yet.
Yeah, none of the kids were born yet. Her parents were just like about to get married. I think her mom left the company because she was getting married to her dad. Anyways, so then years later, we go to our high school, Houston Christian High School, and me...
He's a year older than me.
Yeah, so me and her oldest brother, JP, were in the same grade at high school, and freshman year, our moms, like, were at the intro day or whatever. My mom and her mom, like, meet each other, and they're like, wait, we know each other from somewhere.
Yeah.
And they realize, like, wow, we used to work together, oh my gosh, like, you know, wow. And then anyways, that first year of school, like, I was friends with JP.
I feel like the first time we actually met was whenever I was a freshman.
It was in the courtyard at Houston Christian.
Oh, you remember?
And
I don't remember this.
Yeah, I think Carl Munt introduced us. I think. And she was like she had braces. She had a super pink and red face all the time.
I was always embarrassed.
And she was a freshman and I was a sophomore.
I was so awkward.
It was hilarious.
Yeah.
But I immediately knew that this girl was pretty cool. That was still really early on.
So it was our freshman year, and then sophomore year was...
Her sophomore, my junior.
I didn't really date anybody. Like, I'd never kissed anybody, nothing.
And she was the dark horse. She had braces, so nobody could see, like, what was gonna, like... I knew she was beautiful, but I don't think other people knew just yet.
Then, we started, I remember after football games, like, we would hang out, and we would hang out with, like, a big group of people, and then one night, we went to go see Contagion, right?
Yeah, and I started to have a crush on her my junior year, her sophomore year, and somehow we ended up sitting next to each other at a movie, and I
hate movies, like,
yeah,
literally hate movies, and I'm pretty sure we were talking, like, a lot of the time.
Probably.
And then I remember
somehow I made moves, like not at the movie, but just like after that.
Hand.
Really?
Yeah, we held hands, and then we became boyfriend girlfriend.
Yeah, for
and
like.
And then you took me to Brio's.
Oh yeah.
And I remember I was wearing a gray striped shirt.
I asked her to homecoming at some Italian restaurant at City Center.
Yeah.
And then
we went to homecoming together, and then our first kiss was so awkward. It was my first kiss.
Here, I'll show you what it was like.
No.
Wait, we won't kiss on camera, but this is how our first kiss was like. She was like smiling, like.
Okay.
We like touched teeth.
I don't know if I'm gonna include.
It was hilarious. Anyways, so then we like whatever. I call it our fake dating period. That was maybe
a month.
A month or something.
It was not long at all.
Then she got cold feet and was so scared and was like, I don't need a boyfriend.
Okay, if I'm being honest,
I ain't gonna have no man hold me down. And then she called me and said, hey, or she texted me and said, hey, want to hang out and go get ice cream? And I was like, dang, I love ice cream, girl. I am on my way. So I drove over there in my mom's car. I remember it like yesterday. And she's like waiting outside. And I'm like, all right, what's
I
up?
felt-
I was like, what's up, baby girl? Like, how you doing? And
No, he didn't.
then
He
she
totally knew what was happening.
then she broke the news to me and said some story about how, I don't know, she's not ready or whatever. I already knew that was the girl. That wasn't one for me. I already knew. And she
But did you actually?
had
You
other
didn't.
plans. She had other plans. I really liked her. And I think what set her off was I was really dumb, and at some point during that fake dating period, I said, yeah, I can see us dating for the rest of high school. That probably really overwhelmed her.
Like, okay, so here's my perspective on high school. So I had never dated anyone, and of course, my version of dating already, even without dating, is already just like super slow. And I feel like Alex was like saying all these things, and I was like, whoa.
Because I knew what I wanted.
And so
I
anyway,
knew.
so I broke up with him and ended up dating a few of his other friends and like just kind of dated around.
Yes. Steve, Ryan, if you're watching.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I just wanted to get to know other people and like, then Alex and I became really close friends. Like, as I was dating other people, I would text Alex and ask him for advice and stuff. And like, I always would go back to Alex, and he actually started to work for my dad.
That was the Christmas break of my first year of college.
So he would work for my dad, and like,
And we were best friends.
we were best friends. Like, we would talk all the time, and like,
But I always had a
kept up.
crush on her.
Yeah.
The rest of high school and then like part of
Best
college,
friends.
like I dated people, she dated people.
But
and,
we'd keep up.
but
We'd
yeah,
randomly FaceTime. We'd randomly talk on
we-
the phone.
we always talked.
Christmas break, Easter, spring break, all the breaks, we would spend so much time together.
But this is a funny point because every time like I would come over, or sometimes when I would come over, I think she probably caught drift that I had a crush on her still, or I liked her.
I definitely knew.
And she would like text her family or something and say like, SOS, Alex is downstairs. Because I would go over to hang out with her brothers too, but also her. She thought I was gross, actually, so.
No, I didn't think he was gross. I just thought he was like a brother to me, and like some of the things you said, like I knew he still liked me. Like I remember I was dressing up really nice one night, and you're like, "Ooh, you look so good in nude heels," and I was like, "Oh no, like Alex has got to go." Like
Yeah, she
I
was
just-
like, not about
I was
me.
in such a different phase, like a season of life. Like I wanted to go to all the date parties in college, and I wanted to like, I literally never saw myself getting married before I was like 25. So I just didn't ever, and I knew if I ever dated Alex, things would move forward quickly because that's how he is.
Yeah.
So let's fast forward to, so this is my junior year, this is Alex's senior year. So this is the
Summer before.
Summer before my junior year, summer before his senior year. And I worked at Kanakuk the first 6 weeks. He was working for my dad, and then after that, I came home and I still just basically worked for my dad for those last like 4 weeks. So we ended up sitting next to each other at work every day. And like, I didn't like Alex then, but I could see something happening. I don't know. And I just had spent like 6 weeks at camp, just like really focusing on my relationship with God. I just didn't think I was supposed to be dating anybody at that time. I felt so connected to the Lord, and it was just like I was on fire, and I didn't want any distractions, I guess is the right way to say it.
And then we hang out like all the time.
All the time.
We worked together, we hung out after work, on the weekends, blah, blah, I'm always at their house. And this is when she caught feels. And then they invite me to their family vacation in Florida. And I ride in the car with her and JP on the way there.
And at that point, I remember I was driving, and I remember Alex was sitting behind me, or I just like vividly remember I knew I had feelings for Alex.
She
and
caught
the whole
feels.
way to Florida, I was like, oh my gosh, what is going on? Like, why do I have feelings for Alex? Like, this is my best friend. Like, ew, what am I doing? Like, I can't mix this. And I knew the reason why I was like freaked out was because I knew that if I started liking Alex or even dating Alex, things would get serious. And I never ever saw myself getting married at a young age, and I knew that that's what it would lead to.
Which
I
she
knew
was
it would-
she was 100% right.
It would either lead to like us getting married or us never being friends again, is kind of what I saw.
So
We get to Florida and like,
and I already have major feels because we've spent so much time together like recently up until then. We get to Florida, have a great time, whatever. There's one night where we're like, hey, does anyone want to go for a walk on the beach? Everyone says no, and we're like, okay, let's go together. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, yes, let's go. We're gonna have some alone time to just hang out and walk on the beach, and like hopefully it'll be romantic and the moonlight and the stars, and like there's like fairy dust everywhere. And sure enough, we end up sitting down on some of the lay down chairs, and we exchange a kiss.
Well, I actually kissed Alex.
She kissed me.
And then I kind of freaked out. I was like, oh my gosh, what are we doing? Like, I think I got mad at you. Like, why did we kiss?
Yeah, she was like, she was kind of like weirded out and mad and whatever. And we kind of like quasi held hands on the way back, and then she'd get all weirded out. And she was like, we can't do that again, blah, blah, blah.
It's so weird to think back on.
And sure enough, great trip. We go home, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is it. This is my chance. We kiss.
Yeah, I
like,
don't really remember like what happened.
Well, yeah, I'll tell you what happened. I'm thinking, wow, this is my chance. We kiss. Like, I'm gonna have a chance with this girl, and then boom, nothing happened because she ignored me the entire fall semester.
Yeah, I didn't talk to you. I think I tried to like someone else.
Probably.
Like, I tried to just convince myself that I should not be with Alex. Like, he's strictly my best friend in my mind. Like, if we're anything more than that, it's just weird. Like, he's a brother to me.
And I was trying to hang out with her that fall semester. She just made every excuse to say, like, no. So I never ended up going. And then we're home for Christmas break. And
so this was like the turning point for me. So I had that entire semester to just really like think about it all and pray about it, and I didn't tell any of my friends. And so whenever Alex came home for Christmas break, I was like so excited because I just knew that things were gonna like actually move forward, but I was also really scared. She
was really scared, and here's the turning point that turned her. I reached out to a very nice girl, and I was like, hey, want to go grab dinner? And during,
I thought we had plans to go ice skating that night.
Yeah, during that whole day, she was like, hey, want to go ice skating tonight? And I was like, no, I have dinner like with somebody, with a friend or whatever. And so I go to dinner, and I drop this nice girl off. And
but during that whole dinner, I probably FaceTimed Alex 4 times, 5 times. Like, when are you coming home? And he would like answer with
this nice girl in the video. Anyways, I dropped this nice girl off, and I just go directly to Emma's house. This was probably 12 at night. And honestly, like, I'm still in friend mode, but I thought there's still maybe a chance with Emma, and maybe she like kind of comes around to it. And sure enough, I'm over there till like 5 a.m. and she finally gives me something to go on. And she says, I think I like you. I don't want you to date anyone else, but I can't date you. And I was just like, what? Like, what is that? What does that give me? But it was something.
But we stayed up talking for like 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
It took that long for me to like actually say those words. I was scared.
Then pretty sure we hung out like for a week straight, like every day. And then I was leaving for 2 or 3 weeks for like the rest of the Christmas break to go see family and whatever.
So I came over to your house that night to help him pack.
Yeah.
And so, backtrack, Alex has always been, everyone at Baylor knows him as Shoe Daddy, because he would buy me shoes, because
even before we were dating.
Like, and then Christmas break, right before you leave, you were like, I have a little present for you. And it was like my favorite Nike shoes that I really had been wanting. And you'd give me that, and then we were like going through all of Alex's clothes to pack because he was gonna go skiing. I was really getting into photography. Like, I had asked for a camera for Christmas, and he had given me an old camera that his dad had given him. Like,
it was a Nikon F1 body film camera.
Yeah, and whenever he gave me that, I knew that that was like special to him. I was like, oh my gosh, like, that's so cute.
Oh my gosh.
Like, it was so sweet. And I don't know, that night it was just like romantic, and
it was sad because we didn't want to leave each other.
Yeah, and that's when I knew. And then Alex leaves, and I was bummed, and then we end up FaceTiming like
a lot, like
every day.
There was one night, December 26th, 2016, I was texting Matt Yoakum. I was in Oregon and was saying like, dude, I like this girl. I know this is it. Like, oh my gosh, she's the one. Like, what do I do? And he was like, I give it 2 months until y'all start dating. And sure enough, 2 months later to the day, I asked her out and she finally said yes.
So then we get to January, Alex gets back from his trip, and right when you get back, he drives to Waco.
This is a Tuesday. I get home from the airport.
Tuesday?
Yeah, I get home from the airport. I pack my bag. I go directly to Waco. We have our first date officially. We got gyros from a food truck, a Greek food truck, and we ate them on a bridge and took pictures. Remember, like it was yesterday. I just got
a new camera and like I was so excited about using it. Then Alex had to leave like that night. No,
I left on Thursday morning was my flight, and I left Wednesday night at like 2 or 3 a.m. Drove to my house 3 hours. Got here, showered, packed my bag, went straight to the airport.
For a car show.
For 12 days for a car show.
I met Alex at the car show. So this is all for my dad's work. And so he's up there and I fly up there. And so we hadn't actually gone on a date, just like us two, where we were able to just like sit down and like really talk about things. And so in my mind, I was just nervous and I just was like, what is this actually gonna look like? I get there and like we do the car show thing, whatever, and then basically we went to that really nice steakhouse. Alex had met someone who...
Yeah, at the car show, I met this manager of a really nice steakhouse and he gave me his card, so I made a reservation.
So it was literally the nicest steakhouse I've ever been to. Alex got really nervous.
She was worried that I wasn't ready yet spiritually for that. And I don't know, maybe I wasn't at the time, but
I remember...
She was super scared.
I remember thinking like, okay,
so was I.
My relationship with God is like the most important thing right now, and I don't want any distractions. And I saw Alex as like a distraction when it actually was like really good timing for both of us. But I was just scared. And then we came home, and then he would come in town and like see me, but we didn't start dating until February.
We went to LA together and I asked her out officially with a letter.
It was so cute.
At the Santa Monica Pier on the Ferris wheel. And like all her friends knew.
He had also surprised me with John Mayer tickets.
Oh yeah.
In Kansas City.
Oh wow, I forgot about that.
All my friends knew. You like started a group chat.
Yeah. Shout out Fiesta.
Literally all my friends knew. That's
Everybody
so sweet.
knew.
Yeah.
So,
and then we went back and like...
Yeah, then after that we were just dating. So I was in Waco a lot during my last semester. You know, that was kind of like where things grew rather quickly and it was great. We had a lot of fun. And then
we would see each other almost every weekend, I feel like. Then the summer came around and I moved to Dallas because I had an internship, and Alex was in Houston.
Working in Houston, taking my last couple classes before I graduated.
Yeah.
In August.
So, and I worked Saturdays, so I was never able to come to Houston. So that was a really hard summer for us. Like,
oh my gosh, the worst.
I mean, I think even take Alex out of the picture, it was a really hard summer for me. Like, I just didn't really have community because I was working from like 7 to 9 every single day, like 7 in the morning to 9 at night, plus taking classes, and it was just hard to like put in effort after work, and it was a really lonely summer for me, and so
And she almost broke up with me.
Yeah,
She was like 2 words away from breaking up with me.
Yeah.
She actually said like, I think we should maybe break up, and I was like, nah, girl, that is not the right choice. It's just hard right now.
Like, he still made such an effort and would come to Dallas, and we went to like skydiving, and we went on a helicopter ride, and like he was still so romantic and was like really trying, but I think because I wasn't happy with where I was at in life, I was blaming Alex for that. And so then I moved back to Houston. I feel like everything was, I was home for like 2 weeks or something, and like it was just
kind of settled down.
Yeah. He told me that he loved me. I didn't tell him back yet. And then whenever I went to college, I was like, why didn't I say it back? Like, I know I love Alex.
Well, I told her, I was like, look, I love you, but my love for you doesn't depend on your love for me. So just don't say anything. Tell me when you're ready and you know for sure. So sure enough, her school year starts. I'm working in Houston after I graduated, driving to Waco a lot. That was hard. But this is kind of where her mindset changed as far as like, okay, marriage talk. Like maybe like, you know, what's that going to look like? What's proposing going to be like? And I was like, girl, I got you.
I feel like one big turning point where I was like, I knew we were going to marry each other and it was going to be sometime soon was when our house flooded and Alex and my dad had to take a boat and like were telling us like, okay, what things do y'all want out of our house, out of the house? And that was just like really emotional for my whole family, and I couldn't imagine anyone else being there for my family other than Alex. I'm tearing up.
That was a crazy time.
No one else really knew the situation besides each other, I guess, is the right way to
Yeah,
put it.
because my house flooded too, and that was pretty hard. And the rest of 2017 goes by, and I'm like, yo, I'm proposing. Like, when's the soonest I can do it? Consult with her parents and everything. I asked.
You already started talking to them about it? Like when?
I bought your ring in like September.
How did I not know that?
Because I plan.
I love you. And then, so I told you that I loved you.
Well, yeah. She finally came around and said,
Yeah,
hey, I love you.
I made-
So I did not waste any time. Had it all, huge deal planned out. Proposed January 27th of 2018. And 9 months later of engagement, here we are. 3 months away from the wedding.
3 months away, finally.
Yeah, wow. To all my friends out there, don't have more than a 6-month engagement. Just tips.
Especially if you're waiting.
Yeah, waiting for sex is what she means.
Anyway, so that is our story. We'll give a little bit more details of our relationship. I know people were wanting like a Q&A type thing, so we'll do one of those later, but I feel like before even doing the Q&A, we wanted to kind of share our story. And so this was it. If y'all are wanting to see more videos like this, please comment below. And I just want to thank y'all for watching this and for supporting me on YouTube. So I hope y'all liked this video.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe now. Do
Please
it.
like and subscribe my channel. Anyways, I'll see y'all next time.